Hi, we're going to talk about Chapter 8, which is about organizational structure and design. Now, there's lots of good stuff in this chapter. Just let me give you a couple tidbits on them. The first one is authority and power. And is authority and power the same thing? No, it's not. Authority is someone who's given a right to maybe hire someone, fire someone, give directives. But power is something that a person can have within the organization. It could be reward power, it could be coercive power, but there's also something called reverent power. What reverent power is where people go to them for their knowledge, for their expertise. And that's something that person authority may have or may not have. Now, one thing I want to tell you, and I'll tell you a couple times during the course, is that you want to put yourself in a position as a manager and as a leader to ask why, not know how. To ask why, not know how. What I mean by that is that you as a leader are going to overlook the whole entire organization. You connect the dots between A, B, C, D, E, F. The people on the floor, they will have more knowledge of a specific area than you. But they may see, if they're in Department B, they may know A and C, but they have no idea about D, E, F. So you want to put yourself in a position to ask questions. That's that authority. You're asking questions. You have the assignment. You have the ideas of making decisions, where people of power really don't have that. So I wanted to break that down. A little long-winded on that, but you get the idea. Now, a couple other things I want to talk about too really quickly is the difference between a centralized organization and decentralized. A centralized organization is where simply the top management team makes all the decisions, whereas the decentralized, the management down at the bottom, the frontline supervisors have power and authority to make decisions. The other topic I want to talk about here really quick is the difference between a mechanistic organization and an organic organization. An organic organization is very similar to something that's decentralized in that a lot of ideas come from the bottom and a lot of processes come from bottom up, organic grows. A mechanistic organization is very much like a centralized organization where that all the authority and all the decision-making process comes from top down. Now, there's been studies to show that mechanistic organizations still are more profitable than organic, but there's growing popularity in organic organizations. So that's sort of a quick overview of Chapter 8. I will talk a whole lot more when we talk about this chapter in the discussion. You have yourself a terrific day, and I will see you in Chapter 9. Have a great day.